right. So with Diddy, all right, with Diddy. So you have the honorable judge, whatever. It doesn't matter. So look, the state wrote in here because I'm not gonna like read the whole thing, but I'm gonna read the parts that matter. Okay. So the government understands the court's desire for streamlined instructions. With that in mind, the government has suggested ways to streamline those instructions. Specifically, the government has removed instructions from the charge relating to attempted kidnapping under both California and New York law, attempted arson under California law, and aiding and abetting in sex trafficking. The government is no longer planning to proceed on those theories of liability, so the instructions are no longer necessary. The government has also attempted to simplify the language relating to count one, a proposal as explained in the government's comment bubbles that the government hopes that not only serves the purposes of streamlining the instructions, but will avoid any confusion as to the operative agreement for count one. Now with the sex, so here's what's going on, right? With the sex trafficking and forced labor instructions, right? The problem is they believe that which is down here in the final line. They say the government has serious concerns that the jury may misunderstand the applicable law for both charges, which are complex legal concepts about which jurors may have preconceived or mistaken notions. That's what's going on there. So basically, they don't want any confusion to happen while this is going on. Like, they want the jury to be able to look with their own two eyes and like really and listen to all the information, take in what they've seen, and be able to make a sound decision based on the facts at hand and not based on prior knowledge due to leaning to your own understanding. When you're confused about something, you tend to lean towards like, okay, well, this understanding feels familiar to me. I'm going to lean towards that. And thus it probably would give an outcome that the persecution does not want. Therefore, they removed those aspects of the RICO, but the RICO itself of count one is still intact. Okay. It's still intact. It's still a RICO, but they dropped certain aspects of it because it got convoluted when it came time to tell the jury how you're supposed, and all juries get jury instructions. Okay. That's how court works. On how it works for them. I mean, on how they should do finding guilt. And then the other thing is, I do want to reemphasize to everybody, reemphasize that Diddy's charges are sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, which the persecution spent pretty much. I believe it's either today or yesterday. They spent their time trying to go over the instructions. Go over and nail down what coercion is, and like really press that. Hey, these people couldn't leave without threat of being, beat up or violated or different things of that nature. Like they couldn't move the way they wanted to because Diddy was in control and like pressing them on different fronts. Then you also have the racketeering and conspiracy. Okay, now that's count one. Even though the AI overview it listed them in a different order. The racketeering is count one, and it has the allegations of sex trafficking and forced sexual activity, and it also there's the drugs are in the RICO as well, and the drugs are in there, and there's something else I'm leaving out. There's something else I'm leaving out. The battery, like the violence is in there. There's that's pretty much everything that's in there. Now he faces up to a maximum of life in prison, right? Now, at the same time, again, the sex trafficking charge carries a minimum of 15. So he's facing 15 to life. You know what I'm saying? Because it says sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion can get you sentenced to 15 years and a maximum sentence of life in prison. All right, now transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, this is the charge that it carries a maximum sentence of 10 years, right? But this is a charge of basically you flew these prostitutes out. You know what I'm saying? You paid them to have sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, the prostitutes, they all attest to it. Like, yeah, I was paid for my services. I was paid for my services. Who'd you get the money from? I got it from Diddy, or I got it from Diddy's assistant. And that is part of the whole like criminal enterprise piece of it all, but it's a separate charge itself. So because he had other people doing his bidding for him, you know what I'm saying? And whether or not there were willing and unwilling participants in there that were requesting them to show up on his behalf because he's agreeing to the event beforehand. Like, yeah, fly that dude out. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm gonna watch that. Yeah. Hey, team, I want y'all to go set up the room. Put the baby oil in there. Put the tub. Put the tub, the oil leave, like rubber tub or whatever that they have sex in. It's like a I'm trying to think what to call it. Like like one of those kiddie pools, but all except it's like bigger. And you know what I'm saying? He just oils them up and has them in this tub of oil, and they're just having sex. That is so nasty, man. That is so nasty. Now that I'm thinking about it, like that is a very nasty situation. All right. So again, like I said in my other video, I genuinely feel like I genuinely feel like Diddy's gonna go to jail for some length of time. It's just how long, because he can't beat the transportation. Like it can't. He can't beat it. He can't beat it. It's impossible. It's impossible to beat. Like unless the jury just goes, excuse me, this is super convoluted, blah blah blah. We don't want no parts, right? But I don't think they can beat it. I don't think he can beat it. I think he's gonna get that, and then the judge, because he's the first time offender, might sentence him to 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 years. I don't know. However, I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt, right? If he gets the sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, that's 15. He's done. He's done. He's done. Yeah, he's definitely gonna appeal. I know for sure he's gonna do his appeal, and he's gonna try and make it happen. But man, that is gonna be a crazy day. All right, so the jury should be getting their instructions tomorrow, and when they get their instructions tomorrow, they should be at that point then deliberating, and they should come back with a judgment. Now, I'm gonna be honest, if I was on the jury and I was forced to all they have is testimony and not much of a paper trail directed to they do, dude. They do. Because here's the thing, whether the money came from the assistant, because he told the assistant to go get cash, go get the money to pay them. So they have the text messages you have that, and you have the text messages of Cassie saying, hey, I'm gonna go get this dude, you know what I'm saying, for you. You know what I'm saying? Like Diddy, obviously he's smart. He's not stupid. He has these other people doing it on his behalf, but it's what he wants. He's literally telling them, look, I want this. Can you set this up? Can you hit this person up? He's doing that. And you know what I'm saying? And he beat her ass, you know what I'm saying, on top of all of that. So I know he's gonna get some time. It's just how much. It's how much time. That's really the real question. Yeah, that's really the real question. Now, with all that being said, I feel like he's probably doing, like, realistically, like, because the coercion, I'd say the RICO itself, right? I say he has like a 25, 75, which the 75 in his favor of beating that. He has a 75% chance of beating that. The sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, I don't think I don't feel like he's beating that, but he could. So I put that at 75-25, like in his favor, like in his against him, right? So he gonna do a minimum of 15. But I also feel like he's definitely getting the transportation of prostitutes because it's clearly outlined. Did you go there by request of Diddy, whether through his assistant or whatever? Like, yes, they've already said that. They all said that. The assistant said that. Like, he's been locked in. You know what I'm saying? It's over. Like it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. He's going to jail for some length of time. I know a lot of people feel like no, blah blah blah. I'm like, nah. He's definitely going to jail for some length of time. For some length of time. I'm not sure how long, but he's gonna go to jail for some length of time. Off rip. Now what else I got? What else I got? Oh yeah, so we got the gag order, right? For it depends on the age of the jury on the sex trafficking due to how common how common flying women out. Here's the thing: he's not flying women out; he's flying men out to have sex with a woman that's on drugs who can't consent. That's what he's doing. It's completely different. It's a completely different scenario. It's a completely different scenario than flying a woman out and then, you know what I'm saying, like chilling with her. Like, that's different. That's different. That's different. If you want to buy a bag or whatever, like, hey, it is what it is. Like, but that's different. That's a totally different scenario than flying a dude out to have sex with somebody else. It's not that dude is having sex with him. He's having sex with somebody else and you're watching. And somebody that may or may not want it. Consent is a thing, bro. Consent is a real thing. Consent is a real thing, and you can't consent when you're on drugs. What's the difference between flying a woman out and a man out? The consent can be debated. No, so listen. Here's the thing. If you fly a woman out, right, to have sex with her, that's one thing, right? If you're a guy and you fly as a male, right? Heterosexual or homosexual, if you fly a man out to have sex with him, that's the same as flying out a woman to have sex with them. However, that's not what we're talking about in this scenario. The scenario is there's Diddy, there's Cassie, there's tons of baby oil, and you're flying in a guy so you can watch him have sex with the girl you have already there. That's completely different. That's completely different. And you've already beat her ass before. And you already told her this is what you want from her. Like, let's be real here. That's completely different. Are you saying she didn't knowingly take the drugs or she was forced to take the drugs? It doesn't, that part doesn't matter. You can't consent while on drugs. You can't consent while on drugs. That's established. That's established case law through different sexual assault proceedings. So you can't consent. You can't. You can't while on drugs. There's no consent while inebriated. So therefore, it doesn't matter if she consented or didn't consent. Like, she's on drugs. She can say yes while on drugs. It's still a no. It definitely matters if she agrees to sex before the drugs. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Because she could change her mind. She can change her mind at any point. Bro, I'm telling you, try that yourself. Try it yourself and see how that goes. Try it yourself and see how that goes. Have a woman agree to sex and then have sex with her after she's taking drugs. See how that turns out for you. See how that turned out for you if she takes you to court. You will be in jail, fam. You will be in jail. You will be in jail. Like, she can't consent. She can't. She can't. It doesn't even matter if you put. I forgot the ability to change your mind. Change mind can be altered by. Exactly. Exactly. And that's really all that matters there is that she can't consent. And if she's saying, I did not want to do it, you know what I'm saying, or I wanted to stop, and I here's the part where he's cooked on. It's not even if she's like, you know what, I was down, but when I wanted to stop, we couldn't stop. That's assault too. That's assault too. Because she couldn't stop when she wanted to stop. That's also assault. Like he's cooked. He's cooked on that. Like to me, he's cooked on that because she can't stop, and you already have a history of forcing her, beating her up, forcing her to do what you want her to do. You know what I'm saying? Having her do whatever it is to make you happy, so you're not beating up on her all the time. Did she testify she wanted to stop? Yeah, yeah. She said she didn't consent to one of the things, or she didn't want to do one of the things. Like she said that, but she said she did it because she didn't want to get beat up. That's all it takes. That's all it takes, fam. That's all it takes. You know. Now, is the water is this situation a bit muddy because these women kept going back to him? They kept, you know what I'm saying? Like some even voluntarily went back to him. Yes, absolutely. Some of them they're not perfect victims at all. The only one, the closest to perfect victim is Cassie because she was super young. She was getting beat up on all the time. So like she has the Stockholm syndrome stuff going on while she's with him. So it's her story is a bit like different. Like it's easier to grasp. But Don Richardson, I was like, why did you come back? Why didn't you just work with him again 3 years ago, like on an album? If he's this type of monster, what you do that for? You know what I'm saying? That's something that people can look at, and if you're on the jury, go, hey, yeah, if Cassie is your best victim, that's a problem. No, that's not the problem. That is a good. That's the good part. That's a no. She's close. She's as close as you're gonna get because the other two, it's not the same. Like it's not the same at all. It's not the same at all. The other two is not the same. Because the other two, 50 Cent Baby Mama, like even though like he had leverage on her because he was paying her rent, like it's not. It's like you agree to this. Like you walked into this lifestyle at 36 and was like, cool. No, we're talking. Cassie was like super young, got beat up. You know what I'm saying? Getting makeup put on her and all that. She was really getting a Tina Turner treatment. If we being honest, she was getting Tina Turner treatment. And then Don Richardson, like yeah, she was like harassed and stuff, but it's not even like as much as the other ones. Now, what else you want to talk about? What else you want to talk about with this, King? Like what else you want to talk about? Because if not, I'm going to move us forward. Uh I'm gonna move us forward. I'm gonna move us forward to the next thing. I just feel like having her walk away with 30 million hurts her credibility as a victim. Um yeah, I would say yeah, that does look funny in the light. That does look funny in the light. However, it doesn't change the fact that he was wrong for what he did. He was wrong for what he did. Now, if she was down with the get down for some of the stuff, probably so. But that doesn't change when he did wrong by her. It doesn't change any of the wrong. It doesn't change any of it. And again, when you're on drugs, you can't consent. So, you know, like, and That's my thing. That's my thing. Like, if he's not caught up on any of the the first two charges, that's fine. He did fly out prostitutes and pay them to have sex. Period. Dot. That's hey, he's going to go to jail for that. Um, Now, I'm going to get into. So we have this Desiree Perez, Rock Nation. So this is Demori Hadley. I don't know how to say her your name. I think it's Demori Hadley. Oh my God, my apologies. But anyway, against Daniel, what he deserves to get and what I think he will get is different. I don't think he does more than 10 years. As long as he beats the first and the second charge, as long as he beats that second charge, he's not gonna go to jail for more than 10. I agree. He's not. As long as he beats that second charge. That second charge has a minimum of 15 just slapped on there. It just has a minimum 15. So that's sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. If they prove that, he's getting 15. Period. Dot. He's done. He's cooked. 15. The law says you have to get 15. The judge can't. The judge has zero discretion. Minimum 15. Cooked. But I feel like he's only going to be guilty of the third charge, which is the transportation of prostitute. So, you know. Anyway, Demore Hadley. So Hadley, she got hit with a gag order from Rock Nation. All right. So why was she getting a gag order from Rock Nation? Because she's running around doing all these podcasts, doing. Is it two of the three that need to be proven? No. It's not two of the three that need to be proven. Each one is separate. Each charge is separate, right? Each charge is absolutely separate. Each charge is separate. So it's cool. Each charge is separate. Not a big deal. Like, I mean, it is a big deal, but I mean, like, they're each listed separately. So he can, as long as he beats the first two, the third one is maximum of 10. So he can't do more than 10 if he's only guilty of the third one. And I think that's fine. I think him only being guilty of the third one is fine. Just because of how muddy the situation is, how muddy it is. Yeah, he wrong. And I'm okay with him being guilty of the second one. I'm okay if he only gets 10. Like if it's a maximum of 10 and he does like 4 or whatever, like, and is on probation. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that outcome. Anyway, Desiree Perez, Rock Nation, Iconic Creative LLC, blah 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 blah. So Demori ends up getting sued because she's doing all these podcasts and different things, like talking about her mother and the different things that she did and how she's using her leverage at Rock Nation to get after her and all this stuff. Well, Rock Nation, all right, this causes before the court, defendants Rock Nation LLC, Jessica Caddy, Stephen Caddy, James Fungo, Sig9 LLC, Iconic Creative Research, Rachel Bernstein collectively expedite motion for a special order regarding judicial. What were the 3 acts on the second charge? The 3 acts on the second charge. So it's sex trafficking. All right. So sex trafficking by fraud, force, fraud, or coercion. Yeah, force, fraud, or coercion. There it is. I said it so much I can't even picture it in my head anymore. But yeah, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. Right? It's or. So it's either he did it through battery. I mean, he did it through force. Like, hey, you will have sex, or it's fraud. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they thought they was going to have sex with him, but then they had sex with somebody else. You're not going to prove fraud. Fraud, no. No, not in this case. And then coercion, which means they were manipulated into this situation where they were forced in, they were manipulated in a way to where they could not, they by like whether he was threatening to leak videos or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Which they're saying Diddy did, like, to Cassie on numerous occasions if when she was trying to leave him. Like, okay, if you try and leave me, I'm gonna leak the videos. You know? Yeah, which led to that blow up of Cassie getting super angry at that one guy that was like a, well, that during that text message or audio recording. So if they say it's not force or fraud but coercion, he would be found guilty. Yes, 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 he would be found absolutely guilty. He'd be cooked.